This episode of Hoochos is brought to you by Hydroland. Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, I'm going to be releasing a 3D print that expands the rain gutter grow system's capacity to almost any size container. This is the Hooch base, and it allows you to extend the capacity of the rain gutter grow system to almost any size. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to use a cheap bagging technique as well as cheap containers, growers pots, and other ideas above a rain gutter grow system. And we're going to do a full reset, obviously, on the greenhouse. But first, I needed to collect the last harvest. All right, so I'm going to do a full reset on the greenhouse. Over the last couple of days, I've removed all of the tomato plants, collected all of the tomatoes that were ripe, and collect all of the capsicum. As you can see, they're all ripe and they're ready to go. Empty our Hooch buckets, and we're going to replace them with the new design that we are going to be testing over the next few months. And we have a look, that is just full of capsicums, and we have a bunch of chilies as well, and we can reset the rest of the greenhouse, which unfortunately means cutting down these beautiful plants and replanting. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you how we put these pipes together. These are actually my original NFT channels. If you've been watching all this time, these have the original pucks that I designed to hold plants above an NFT without media. Waste not, want not. I'm going to cut one of these down to size so we can put it down the middle of the greenhouse and have a round pipe system with the prints that I'm going to release to you today. And here I have the ends that I've designed for our round pipe hydroponic system. So at this end, this is just going to be a blank. This is just a PVC glue, a pipe glue, and I'm just going to run that around the inside of this cap. Slide over our PVC pipe. Perfect. Like so. And we'll do the same with the other end, and I've just cut out a space for the float valve in that end as well. Like so. And we can just take that into the greenhouse. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start mixing our media. But it's at this point that I'm going to have to introduce you to our 3D print, because we'll have to prepare the containers that we're going to use, and we've got multiple styles of containers, to accept our grow spikes or whatever means you've chosen to feed your media using this system. So these are our prints. This is the Hooch base, the bag base, the bucket base. I haven't yet decided on the name, but this is the 3D print that I'm releasing today to my Patreons. There are two separate styles of the print. There is a round pipe version, and this fits over the top of a round pipe and allows you to use a bucket or bag over a round pipe. There is also the square pipe version. Now this retrofits over the top of all square pipes. Your American Amerimax pipes, the Australian square PVC pipe, and also the cheap PVC channel, the NFT channel available on Hydroland. This is going to allow anyone that already has pipes from previous systems to retrofit any style of system that they like with this way of holding a bag or bucket over the system. As well as the two main styles being square and round, we also have a choice for you to make, whether you want to create a blank slate that you can retrofit with the adapters, so you can switch between a net cup and grow spikes, or you can just print the base with your chosen style and it will just be hardwired into that style, if that makes sense. There is also a choice to make between multiple spikes and single spikes, and I think that that choice will be whether you're deciding to use a bagging system or a bucket system, because the bucket will be a lot easier to just have a single hole in the base of and feed from a single hole, whereas a bag will puncture and you don't need to worry about drilling 2 holes in the exact right position. The net cup choice I will leave to you to decide on which system you like. There are 2 distinct fits for this net cup holder, so that if you have a bucket with a higher base, you can have the bucket and the base connected together with the net cup, so that when you remove the bucket, it goes with the net cup essentially, so that you're not pulling it up and then placing it down and pushing the net cup into the bucket. Complicated, yes, but I've just given you a bunch of options so that you can do whatever you like with whatever ideas you have and whatever containers you would like over the top of these. So, to give you an idea of how versatile this system is, I want to show you the different styles of things you can have over it and how it increases the media size from something like the Hooch Bucket 2, which is, I think it's about a 9-litre bucket. These are easy storage flexies. They have a capacity of 16 litres and they will fit over the top of the system like so and give you a nice large pot to use. You also have larger flexi pots. This is a 42-litre flexi pot. This will almost completely hold a cocoa block. It's probably 20 litres short of a cocoa block. So that will also fit over the top and be held up by the base. These are like non-traditional pots, but you can also fit something like this 410mm grower's pot directly onto this base. And that's gonna give you a really large grower's pot to work with. This is going to grow some massive plants. It also allows you to use cheap white food grade plastic buckets, which are available worldwide very cheaply from restaurants and food prep places. And last but not least, we can use our cheap PP UV stable bagging method to create extremely cheap grower's pots. So we just cut the plastic across like so, and at one of the ends you just place your plastic down over your sealer, press it down, let it seal, and then if your bag's too wide you just finish the seal off like so. This bag then turns inside out. We dog ear the corners internally, if I can show you, like so. And you'll have a squarish looking base like this. And there you have an incredibly cheap, but incredibly large volume grower's pot. So from here, we can mix our cocoa. Now, I've already got my cocoa rehydrated with hydroponic nutrient. I did that the other day. I just put a few cubes of our cheap hydroponic grade cocoa from Hydroland into a wheelbarrow. I filled it up with hydroponic nutrient that was pH and EC balanced. This is rehydrated at 2.4 EC and a pH of 5.5 to 6.5. Let it rehydrate, and I have this really nice starting media. However, because I'm using so much media today, I'm going to be adding perlite as well. Now, you don't need to do this. It's just an extender that is a lot cheaper. It's about 40 bucks for that bag, which is 100 litres. It's actually not cheaper than the Hydroland cocoa actually. But I do like the media that you come out with on the other side, which is a lighter media. It's more aerated. I'm gonna go a 70-30 today because I can use this tub for the cocoa and this tub for the perlite. And we're gonna add that into my mixer so it's easier on my back, and I can just pour it straight into our bags and other containers. (42 and 16). That means that each of these grow bags is about 30 litres each, because there was about 60 litres of media that went into these bags. So there's probably even more. You could probably fit another 5 litres on top, maybe even 10. So you're looking at about a 40 litre capacity. That volume gets higher the longer you make these bags. So you can make these at any size you like, and you can get tubing of different diameters as well. And these bags literally just sit over the top of our rain guarded grow system on growth spikes, which puncture through the base, like so. Now these bags are quite big, but you can see we have quite a stable base for that bag to sit on. And we can have those bags over the top of any style system as well, and even with like a single growth spike if you wanted. Like so. All right, now we're going to prepare some of our pots and our buckets. So depending on the size of the adapter, so if you have the 50mm pop adapter, it'll be a 64mm hole saw because of the adapters. If it's just a growth spike, it's a 20mm step drill bit will do just fine. You can literally just find the center of the bucket and drill straight into it. So, like so. And you can do multiple buckets at a time like this if you have a long enough step drill. And these step drill bits are actually available on Hydroland as well. And that will obviously allow our pot to just slide over the top of our growth spike like so. And as you can see here, they are a number 4 LDPE. So they are an extremely safe plastic. They're UV stable, and I've been really happy with how these perform. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up all of our containers, put them over the top of our system, and then we'll be ready to start planting. So good. I love these buckets. So there is lots happening here today, and I know it's quite confusing. I'm going to be reusing the Hooch bucket 2s. I'm just going to remove the stalk of the capsicum because there's not that intensive an amount of roots around the capsicum plants. So I'm just going to be taking the main stalk out with a bit of a twist like so. Get the main root out, and then we're going to just fill our media back in around it and plant straight into that again, because this cocoa is absolutely fine to reuse. I'll just remove whatever roots I can from around the base of the net cup, and these plants are extremely healthy. There was no disease on them, so I'm going to plant straight back into these, and they're going to fill the spaces between our larger planters. And then finally we have the Hooch buckets. Now, I am going to replace the media in these because the tomatoes did have a couple of pest and fungal issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reuse this cocoa around the property, just not for my high value plants. So we empty out our cocoa, and then I'm just going to refill it with our cocoa perlite mix, like so. And what I really like about these smaller buckets is the amount of media that you use is just like insignificant. This is a 3 or 4 litre pot, but you get like a full growth of plants out of this much media. So your media cost is right down low, but your productivity is right up high. All that root space in the channel below gives you just so much room to play with, and I'm really happy with the results that these give, even though we are like heading in a larger pot direction in this video. Just because that larger pot does have a media cost that is not insignificant for most people. And I just want to show you the roots from this plant. This is one of the capsicums that was in a Hooch bucket with the extension collar. So have a look at that. You can see what a fantastic root system that plant had. It's not really even taken up much of that extension. Even the standard size is giving a really good result. Look at that. That was a full-size capsicum plant in a Hooch bucket. So one thing that I've definitely noticed as I've been observing the roots within the Hooch buckets and the Hooch bucket 2.0s is that with the planters that have lids on them, like this, The roots are exploring the media almost all the way to the top of the planter. And when you have a bucket like the Hooch bucket, where you have a limited amount of media, what you really want to use as much media for roots as possible. So I'm going to be using lids for all of my Hooch multi-buckets because it's going to protect the top from going to algae, and it's also going to give us root space by keeping the top of the media moist, where the roots aren't going to air prune at that top layer. Because as you can see here with this tomato plant, which had an extensive root system, the top has gone kind of like an algae, and you can also see it on this Hooch bucket too, where I've got some garlic growing. And I'll just quickly give you a look inside. Yeah, you can see with this one, almost the entirety of that tomato exists actually outside of the Hooch bucket. There is a few roots in there, but the tomatoes just love that hydroponic environment, which is in pretty stark contrast to something like this capsicum, which tend to prefer the environment of the cocoa over, as you can see, the channel below. And I'll just tip that up. Yeah, there you go. You can see they much prefer using the media in the buckets rather than exploring down into the channels below. So it's definitely going to depend on the plant that you're planting as to which of these methods you use. All right, I'm going to finish setting up this gutter that I brought in earlier, and then we can plant out all of our systems. So I know it may seem self-explanatory to most viewers, but I always forget to explain how these systems work for the people that haven't seen them before. The float valve fills up the channel, and all of our different methods of wicking deliver the nutrients up through either the grow spike, which is wicked up using Orimerk wicking material, or just like cotton sash wick, anything that will wick really that you can tie around that spike. So they will literally just slide through and dip straight down into our 90mm pipe and wick up from below. And then it draws the nutrient, the hydroponic nutrient, which is delivered from some kind of reservoir and gravity fed down into this channel, up into the media where the plants can use the nutrients and water. This essentially means that you never have to water the plants, which is completely hands-off gardening. The only thing you have to do is manage pests and manage the plant's growth itself by training the plants in the manner that that plant requires training. It is an incredible system that you can leave for months and months and come back to an entire grow that has almost been effortless, except for the setup of the system. And there it is. That is my new bag and bucket base for the rain gutter grow system. I think we've almost perfected this style of growing, and with this new base, it's opened up a world of different opportunities for people with different bucket, bag, and pot availability to them. So with this new expansion of the rain gutter grow system, let me know in the comments what you're going to be using above your RGGS. I'm going to go ahead and plant out all of our rain gutter grow systems that we've created today, and we will see how they grow. But that is for a future episode of Hoochos. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. Happy hydroponicking, and I'll see you next time on Hoochos.